Who here enjoys a 3-day weekend?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we switch to a 4-day work week, we can get 3-day weekends every week. Not only does 4-day work week grant us a long weekend, you can also solve problems like traffic, work-life balance, and better environmental health. This information is important because many of us are going into the workforce in the future. Many people had a summer job before. For my freshman year, in the morning I had summer weights, then I worked in a factory from 8 to 5, and I would have done anything to get an extra day of break. During this speech, I'll be discussing the problems with the 5-day work week, what causes those problems, and how to fix or improve our work week. First, let's talk about the problems with the 5-day work week. 5-day work week can be really tough for one to have a work and life balance. Another problem with the 5-day work week is the environmental harm it causes. From climate change to the energy wasted, a 4-day work week can reduce those problems. Since none of us worked a full-time job before, let's imagine that school is currently our full-time job, since the schedules are pretty similar. And now think about the Friday mornings. Were you happy and glad it's almost over? Or were you dreading to go to the school in the morning? Because for me, I felt like taking a toaster bath every Friday morning. Many people travel to work by driving cars or riding the buses, which means that carbon dioxide is being released into the air. According to the data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor, there were 2.7 million jobs created since 2018, which means there are now more and more cars on the road. Energy consumption is a large source for climate change. This ranges from cooling in the winter, or cooling in the summer, heating in the winter, and electricity required to power the work equipment. NASA published an article on climate change. It stated that the temperature and sea levels are rising, ice sheets are shrinking, and the oceans are getting warmer by the year. Not only will this be a problem for us in the near future, it can also cause harms in the future generation. Now we have examined the problem of the 5-day work week. Let's discuss the cause. Why do we have a 5-day work week? The first 5-day work week was introduced by Henry Ford. He began shutting down factories on weekends, and a decade later, in the 1940s, the U.S. set a maximum 40-hour work week, and that's when the 2-day work week or 2-day weekend was adopted worldwide. If you really think about it, after work, commute, eat, and sleep, you don't really have that much time left. Because of that, there's little time for us to spend with family, friends, or loved ones. Without socializing, some people might experience mental problems due to the lack of work-life balance. One of the biggest problems right now is climate change. The main cause for this is fuel and energy consumption. We are producing more carbon dioxide than nature can naturally remove. If we don't make changes soon, it's going to impact the Earth in a big way. Here's how we can solve those problems. Well, the answer is 4-day weekend. 4-day or 4-day work week. 4-day work week could be the solution for a better work and life balance and reduce the climate change in a big way. An experiment done by the Journal of Environmental Health has shown a 4-day week and how the 4-day week can reduce the stress that is caused by the 5-day work week. This experiment is done by having a group of office workers have a 4-day week, but their off day are staggered, which means some people had their breaks on Wednesdays and some had it on Friday. After this experiment, all workers took a survey on how they felt after the 4-day work weeks. All answered that they really liked the 4-day work week and enjoyed the extra day of break to relax. The overall mood in the office were boosted by 17%, with less stress and greater work-life balance. Happy workers reportedly engaged better with their work, along with motivation and creativity. During this experiment, the journal talked about how automobiles usage were lowered. The 4-day work week reduced employee car usage by 20%, and the staff travel was reduced by 10,802 miles. If each employee had driven 5 days a week, there would be a total of 55 trips for 11 employees. But since the 11 employees worked a 4-day week, reduced their office trips to 44 trips. Because of the car usage was lowered, there were also lower carbon dioxide produced from cars. If the 4-day work week were universal, there would be a noticeable change in the air qualities in the bigger cities. Around about 3 weeks ago, Microsoft Japan tested out the 4-day work week, and the results were as expected. In addition to the productivity, the employees took 25% less time off during the trial, and the electricity usage was down by 23%. The employees also printed 59 fewer pages of paper during the trial, and the vast majority of employees said that they liked the shorter weeks. After all the experiments, it seems like the 4-day work week is beneficial worldwide. Throughout this speech, I've discussed the problem with the 5-day work week, the lack of work and life balance, the environmental harm it causes, and then I've talked about what causes those problems. The older US laws, which I think should be adopted since it's pretty old. And then I gave you the solution for the 5-day work week, which is reduce it down to a 4-day work week. I would like you to think about how a 4-day work week can impact your life. And I will also encourage all of you to talk to your bosses about a 4-day work week, or try to find a job that offers a 4-day work week, and see how a 4-day work week can impact your world.